Ghana construction industry is booming. Both Ghanaians on the continent and also from the diaspora are spending millions of US dollars building their homes and also renovating here in Ghana. The industry is making a lot of people rich, and this gentleman that we have here today is one of them.
This is Drake Taylor, the CEO and founder of Beyond Investment Real Estate. Drake Taylor was born and raised in Kansas City, Missouri. During his childhood, he faced what any black kid would face growing up in that environment. Drugs, gang, you name it. And after his mom realized, she decided to move to the south when he was young, and he admits that probably saved his life. Half of all his brothers are dead. Friends are all killed.
So I grew up in a place called Kansas City, Missouri. It's a mid-sized city, about 2 million people in a metro area. It's like any other urban city in the United States. It has its crime issues, it has, all the other issues that it has there. So, mom moved us out of the city or the inner city at a young age. I think she probably seen me getting in trouble, so she moved us to the suburbs, which is like a majority all-white area, and just really wasn't conducive to my lifestyle. But it probably saved me because half the kids I grew up with,
His mom decided to move to the south for a better life. He decided to go to college in the south. He had a severe injury and hurt his knee, so he had to put a stop to playing football. He then went ahead to do all kinds of jobs.
I played football in college, American football, messed up both my knees. Then went to start cutting hair as a barber. Then I worked for the city, inspecting homes, making sure code violations, X, Y, and Z.
He was managing a non-profit organization, farming commercial greenhouse farming, growing over 35,000 tilapias.
I did agriculture back home. I had a community garden, tens of thousands of free food for people in the community. Had a fish farm, did about 35,000 tilapia I was growing. I got an agricultural patent breeding insects. I went to China to learn how to breed insects on a commercial level. Got a fruit orchard back home still, about 160 fruit trees, somewhere around there. Had 100 beehives.
Fresh fish and vegetables raised and grown right in the middle of Kansas City.
Right, Nile Valley Aquaponics is meant to address food deserts in the city. They're celebrating their grand opening. Joel Nichols is there, 29th and Wabash, where it's all happening.
We are in Nile Valley. This is Nile Valley Aquaponics, corner of 29th and Wabash. Drake Taylor is here, the man behind all of this great work.
After living in the USA for most of his life, he decided to relocate to Ghana. The first time he visited Ghana, he went on a tour exploring Ghana. At the end of his tour experience in Ghana, it made him question what he was going back to the USA for. Seeing Ghanaians live in mansion and living a great life compared to what he has heard before.
I came in 2019, 20-year return. I stayed with him for a couple of days. I found a tour on Facebook, a group of ladies who was coming to join a tour. So I traveled, went through all the way to Mole National Park, Kumasi, Cape Coast, Prom, Slaga, a whole bunch of the Tamale, all these different places in Ghana. So I got to see a lot of it. So when I first stepped foot in the airport, I knew I was moving here in Ghana. I felt at home. It was like, welcome home, brother. And I gave a whole bunch of pounds, you know what I mean? That first time coming, and I gave more pounds here than I gave United States probably my whole life the first year I was here.
He enjoyed the peace in Ghana, the quietness, the people, the culture. All the pros outweighed the cons for him. He felt being black in Ghana gave him a different meaning. He felt free compared to the USA. He didn't have to look over his shoulders anymore. No one is trying to kill him here in Ghana. Or even when the police pull him over, he's not scared of his life.
So when I got here, it was a whole different atmosphere than what expected. I was posting on social media and people were like, where are you at? You in Miami, you in LA? Because I'll be out the club and they see things that they wouldn't imagine or envision I would be here in Ghana. So it definitely showed a whole different side on Ghana or West Africa than what most people grew up seeing.
And not only that, he's seen all the opportunities here in Ghana. He couldn't go back, so he decided to stay. Now he's building 105 units of houses in Ghana, Ebri or Bosomase. Before he started, he was facilitating tours from the USA to Ghana. He then realized that most of the tourists wanted a place to stay while here. Eventually, those who decided to move to Ghana wanted a permanent place to stay and invest. So he decided to facilitate that. He realized he was spending between $20,000 to $30,000 on accommodation for his stores. He realized the benefit from owning an accommodation, so he decided to build and take advantage of the opportunity.
I'm going inside with him so he shows us around. How does the inside even look like? And so yeah, guys, come with us. So, Mr. Dre.
Yes, sir.
This is a beautiful house, by the way.
Thank you.
First question, why black on the outside?
Just doing something different. You know what I mean? All black everything. You know what I mean? And so you don't really see black houses in Ghana. So I wanted to do something different than what everybody else was doing. You know what I mean? And so that's why I went black.
Interesting. Okay, let's go inside. So how many bedroom is this?
This is 3 bedrooms, 3.5 bath.
Okay.
So this was the first unit that we've done. And it's, yeah, so it's the first unit that we've done, owned by a lady from the city that I'm from. And she had bought it. It was just first making bricks on the property. And so if you see the bricks here, these are called earth bricks. We're making them here, and it's cooler than traditional cement blocks that you see in Ghana, how most people build. And so when you feel them to the touch, it's not warm like you see or you feel other blocks when you touch them. And so the temperature in here is probably about 10 degrees cooler than it would be if it was cement blocks. So it saves on energy. And so now, with all the windows being closed, just a fan on, it doesn't feel hot in here. You know what I mean? So
and there's no AC on, right?
There's no AC. And so you think your AC might be on, but it's not on. You know what I mean? So these are one of the things where it saves you money by using earth bricks as opposed to cement blocks.
I see. And you don't cover them?
No, I mean you can if you want to, but this is more like industrial type feel for those who like that type of style. But you can always tile them if you want to tile them.
Okay. Wow. So it looks nice. All these furnitures are sourced here in Ghana, or you?
Yeah, everything was sourced here in Ghana. All the woodwork you see is up here in the Bree Mountains. So a lot of wood carving, a lot of woodworks up in the mountains. So from the beds, the chairs outside, it was all made and carved up here in the mountains of the Bree.
I see. How many people do you have? I mean, we'll talk about that. How many people do you have working on this site at the moment?
That's probably about 60 people.
60?
Yeah, it's about 60.
And how long does it take you to build like this unit, for example?
I would say probably about 9 months. The higher you go, the more time it takes because of the floor having to cure as far as the cement floor. So you're looking about 30 days per floor for it to dry, you know. And so that's one thing to consider if you think about building in Ghana. The higher you go, the longer it's going to take you to build.
And the more expensive it becomes.
Yeah, the more expensive it's going to be because of iron rods and the cement you have to use as a compared to if you build one story and just go out wide instead of going high.
Yeah. And then, I mean, since you're using the earth blocks for the ceiling, what do you use? Is it concrete and irons, or you incorporate the earth?
Bracing. We use regular, what's called secret roofs.
Okay.
So we're doing secret roofs, so there's no cement on the top of the ceiling.
Interesting. Okay, I'll follow you, lead. Show us around.
Yeah, so you know, it's the living room. You got your TV and Netflix here. Your Netflix and chill. You got a beautiful view. So that's Timma over there. And then that's Dodowa over there. So at night, you get the city lights at night. And even though we build it in front, and so some of the view is obscured just a little bit, you still have a view. So you have 2 more floors you go up to still have nice views from the master bedroom to the rooftop at the top. So we'll go up to the top. And there's 2 bedrooms up there. And we'll show you. We have a half bath when you enter the property.
And this is already on Airbnb?
Yes, already on Airbnb. She do pretty good. She get about $2,000 to $2,500 a month.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. What's the occupancy rate looking like?
It's $250 a night, two-night minimum, and yeah, local Ghanaians renting it out.
Locals?
Yeah, all locals renting it out. So this is the smallest of the bedrooms.
Okay.
They all ensuite. They only have their own bathroom inside. Nice sized bathrooms.
Let's see.
This is the master suite. So she has a walk-in closet that's locked because her personal stuff is inside of there.
Right.
When she comes here, you have a nice wood bed that was made here on the property.
It was made here.
Yeah. Nice and
This
sturdy.
will last for 100 years.
Yeah. And then you got a master bathroom with a nice wood tub that everybody likes. So still get a nice view here. So you got the city lights there, Dodowa. You see Shaw Hills in the back over there. So at nighttime, it's a nice view. Go on a patio, nice custom wood furniture that was made here on the property.
Wow.
And so even here, you see it's still not bad, even with the fans not on.
Yeah, it's full. That's actually, I need to compliment you on that. It's really cool in here. And I was asking my team, wait, is the AC on? They're like, no, it's the only fan. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you know.
So I was impressed.
So this is one of the reasons why we did it, because of the energy efficiency.
Yeah. And this is wood, right?
Plasterboard.
Plasterboard. Okay. Thank you. See-through swimming pool.
Yeah, so I built it to be Airbnb-able. So what are people going to want to do? They want to take pictures, be on Instagram, TikTok, all that kind of stuff. So this is what people want. So got a nice little swing here. Shower.
Outdoor shower.
Plunge pool. You got a nice seating area here. So doing some cleaning, but sit there, relax, chill, and enjoy the view.
Yeah. What was the technicalities like trying to pull a pool here?
A lot of work. It's a lot of weight, you know, and so we have an engineer, make sure everything is structurally sound. And you know, people like to just come chill and relax.
So your engineers are all Ghanaians?
I'm the only one not from Ghana.
You are now a Ghanaian, don't forget
I'm a
that.
Ghanaian now, yeah. Yeah, but I'm the only one here not originally from Ghana.
Right.
So workers, engineer, builder, architect, you know, and so that's one of the misconceptions is that in America is, oh, Africans don't like African Americans. If that was the case, it'd have been beat me up or whatever, you know what I mean? But that's not the situation here. I'm here giving back to the community, providing jobs, you know, we're working together and we cross-training. So even after the project is done, it's like, okay, people want to get houses and build in other places. So by them cross-training, I can send them to do houses in this over here, Cape Coast, Prom, Kumasi, wherever you want to live.
Move with a team.
Yeah, so
Wherever
development team so they can go move and have work, you know what I mean, after the project is done. So
How's it working with Ghanaians though? Overboard. In the beginning, when you started, and now, has there been any changes? Is it good or better? Worse?
You know, contractors are contractors, whether you're in the States or Ghana, you're gonna hire and fire. So, you know, I'll fire contractors or workers, same as in the States, you know what I mean? Do good work, show up on time, and get the job done. So it's the same as the States. Only thing here is you gotta understand the culture, and you don't speak the language. Everybody speaks primarily, you know, understand English enough. But once you understand the culture, how things are going, then you can pretty much navigate things how you want it. So,
would you have been able to do this in the United States where you grew up, Kansas City, if you stayed and didn't come to Ghana?
Possibly, you know what I mean? It's a lot of red tape, hurdles, and things in the United States. It probably took me longer to do it in the States than it would here. But I wouldn't want to develop in the States, you know what I mean? Just, it's always something there. You know what I mean? Where I'd rather do it here.
You said you feel more free in Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
Paint a picture again for in terms of business rulings. You have no red tape.
Yeah, so in the States, there's a lot of rules and regulations, and just somebody's always overseeing every single thing you do. And we've been so ingrained being in America so much that we don't even notice it. We just comes a part of life. You know what I mean? Every time you want to do something, to have somebody of a different culture or different race oversee everything that you're doing, it gets tiring if you notice it and you pay attention to it. I'm not trying to, it's not comfortable.
Looking over your shoulder.
Looking over your shoulder is not comfortable. I couldn't have my kid grow up in the United States and have to deal with that. You know what I mean? Where somebody feels they're better than you because of their skin color. You know what I mean? They go through all that kind of stuff. So that's definitely somewhere I couldn't see myself being or developing in the United States.
I like that.
It served its purpose. Me being there served its purpose, and I moved on.
All right.
Watch the step here. So it just rained, so we got to clean the pool.
So where do you get the water from? You have a borehole?
Yeah, we have 2 boreholes on the property.
Okay.
We probably have about 10 when it's all said and done.
For each unit? For each building?
As a collection, we'll have like 10. We'll do some rainwater catchment. Got a reverse osmosis system, so it'll be drinkable water.
Okay.
So you can drink from, you know, your faucet if you choose to drink from a faucet. We got solar panels on the property.
Okay.
Solar water heater, so it's energy efficient. You know, and so just trying to eliminate. We got solar batteries, not solar batteries, the battery backup, lithium battery. So, you know, during nighttime, you can still have power. And we also have ECG here, so that's as your backup. So if you run out of solar or batteries, you can always tap into ECG.
Now you have a nice view. It's green and all that, but what happens when people are moving in and developing? How will you sustain those greens? Because it's one of the selling points. How will you mitigate that?
Yeah, so I got to try to keep buying land as much as possible. You know, and so if I can buy as much land to keep as much green as possible, then that's what I'm trying to do. Even here, once we finish building here, we're gonna do some landscaping, put the palm trees, you know, fruit trees here. So we're gonna put as much greenery, so it's not gonna be like a concrete jungle like you see in Accra.
I like
so
that.
we want to keep some of the nature feel still here. Yeah, so we see a building here. This will be done in the next 30 days here.
Okay.
So we're doing a POP ceilings. So those who are not familiar with Ghana, these ceilings, these are made here on site. POP, instead of using like sheetrock.
What is the difference?
Sheetrock are like plaster boards.
Oh, okay.
And you just buy the boards and you attach them on. These are made here on the property using fiber, POP fiber and cement. See the fiber over there and the cement. And that's how this is made on hand. So it's a lot of manual labor in Ghana as opposed to in the States when you come to make a lot of things.
You use machines.
So sometimes it takes longer because of the labor, but these buildings are a lot stronger than the wood.
The wood in America, that's what they use, right? Is it cheaper to use woods? Why do they use woods in America? I've been thinking about it.
It's more available.
Okay.
Than it is, and it's faster to use than the blocks of bricks, and it's cheaper. You know what I mean? And so they're just trying to get it done fast, and it's not as strong. That's why when you see a lot of natural disasters, the house is just
it just sweeps, and then it catches on fire easily.
Yeah, it catches on fire. So this house isn't going nowhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's here to stay for 200, 300 years. You know what I mean? And so.
That's impressive. Okay, so they all look the same, just like this one?
Yeah, pretty much. Only difference is what we did on the building is,
So I see you explained this to me, the ceiling. What kind of technology is this?
This is fast floors.
Fast floor. Oh.
So this is less expensive and faster than using the regular iron rods and cement.
Okay.
And so once you do these fast floors, they can install this in about 3 days, and you can start building on it as soon as you lay it. So you don't have to wait 30 days like traditional floors that you do.
Yeah.
And one of the differences too is Ghana don't really have basements that they build. And so we have a whole apartment at the bottom. So it have a house, I mean not a house, but it's like an own self-sustaining apartment. Yeah, we'll go down there and see.
Oh, I see. Hello. Oh.
So this is one of the things we're doing where now you have yourself a rental unit. So you can live at the top, the 2 bedrooms, and you rent this out. So it's own self apartment. So this would be where your TV would be.
Oh, TV.
You have your couch right here. You have a storage area. This would be where your kitchen would be at. So your refrigerator, sink, washer, dryer. And then you go into the bathroom here.
Bathroom.
So you have a full bathroom there. And then you have a bedroom here.
The bedroom. Oh, it looks big.
Yeah, so you have your own apartment. So you can live at the top, rent this bottom out, or live at the bottom, rent the top out. So you almost have like a semi-detached.
It's very cool in here.
So for those who are looking at an income producing property, one of the things, if I come to Ghana, how to make money? Well, you can have a place you can rent out. So it have its own separate door that you can go out and you can lock it so they have no access to come to the top. And so this is what we try and do, where we're thinking, pretty much trying to think of everything when you move in here.
How tall is your ceiling?
Ceiling's pretty tall, so it's probably about 10 feet.
10 feet?
Yeah.
After the POP installation?
After the POP installation, about 9.
9, okay.
Yeah.
All right. It looks pretty tall.
Yeah, so.
Now, I mean, look, construction, I don't know if you build any houses in America, but how did you learn all this, you know, to be overlook everybody working and making sure everybody's getting everything right?
Well, I did some construction. My grandfather used to flip houses and build them from hands on. So he did everything. He didn't believe in paying nobody. So I was always with him doing some work here and there. And so I did some other construction back in the States. So I'm familiar with a lot of the stuff. But then you hire people who know what they're doing as far as builders and contractors. So I know enough, you know what I mean, to make sure that
do
the right thing. And so we have an engineer that's on site full time. He's upstairs. We have a builder that comes here 3 times a week and have his foreman here that's here 5 days a week. So we also have a company we use who's a certified inspector from the States who come by and check out the property, quality. X, Y, and Z. Okay. You know what I mean? And so he gives his tips on everything. So in Ghana, believe it or not, I don't think they have certified inspectors.
You don't think so?
No, he told me I don't think they're certified inspectors. So usually in the States, before you do certain things, do the plumbing, you have to pull a plumbing permit. You have to pull like electrical permit. You know what I mean? So you have to pull these permits before, or if you change things. In Ghana, once you get the permit to build, then that's it. And so you're at the mercy of your builder. You know what I mean? So these are some of the things where we're making sure that once it's built, you don't have to come back and say, oh, what about this? What about that? We went through all the steps, you know what I mean?
And I think one thing I've noticed is you're not so far. You're not an absentee landlord. No. you are on a property. You sleep here. Yeah. You micromanage everything. You oversee everything. What does that do? In terms of positive advantage that gives you?
Yeah, so we have systems in place. You know what I mean? We have a storeroom, so when things get bought, they go put into the storeroom. We document everything. Before things get taken out the storeroom, we have to fill out a form for it to go out, so we have no theft on the property. We have security here at night. We got security here during the day. And so, you know, we hold people accountable to make sure everything is everything here. So it's not like, you know, I just live somewhere else and people invested in me and I'm not here on the property. Nah, I'm watching everything as it goes on and making sure that we're doing the best things. We're not wasting materials. We got budgets that we got to stick to, you know, and we introducing like a profit sharing model with the workers. So after like every 10 properties, we'll build another one and we'll take the profits and disperse it through the workers. So we're trying to build,
as incentives.
You know what I mean? And so it's ways where you can develop a good team and people see it for the long term and not just the short term.
I see. Wow. I mean, you're doing well. What is your future projections? After this is said and done, 3 acres is really completed. It's full. There's nowhere else to build. What is your next?
I'm doing condos in the back, so it'll be 90-something condos. We're doing a rooftop pool, rooftop restaurant. We're putting a gym, a spa, a laundromat, a market, a pharmacy, and a clinic inside with a nurse for 24 hours.
Behind?
And so that's one of the things that people, when they move here, like, what about the hospitals? What about security? You know, where are you going to eat at? Where's the market? It's going to be out here. You know what I mean? And so eliminate those issues of not coming to the mountains. So everything is pretty much all here, you know, when you move here. So just trying to eliminate any issues you might have where if you want to move here, we'll have it. The roads will be paved. We'll pave these roads inside of here in the next 2 months when we finish doing the top floors up here. And we'll get the main road from the main junction paved, hopefully within the end of this year.
Interesting.
So, you know, just trying to do some of the things. We got a neighborhood association we started. I didn't start it. People think, oh, you bring neighborhood association in Ghana? No.
You know, people hate that. I had somebody call me that I don't want no estate just because of, I'm in a group in where I live in America. And it's very annoying, neighborhood association group. I don't want that here. I want to have the freedom to build and nobody will come. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
well, that's different because you have to understand there's no maintenance culture here like it is in the States. And so I just bought 20 street lights. I bought 12 before. The government won't put in the 20 street lights. I had to put the street lights in. You know what I mean? And so these are the things where some of those fees, they help maintain some of the things. We don't have a whole bunch of rules like you can't do this, can't do that, like the States. No, it's just to help maintain the properties. It's to maintain your investments. You know what I mean? You don't want somebody building something crazy and doing something if you got an investment property here. Right. You know what I mean? The goal is to make money. Right. So making sure that everybody's on the same page and making sure that investment is safe and sound and they're able to make money in which they came here to do.
This is the same as it's an invert of the other one.
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, speaking about investment, people want to buy this, put on Airbnb. How do you then guarantee its occupancy rate over 60%, 70% to make sure they get their annual 20% or whatever the percentage may be annually? Yeah,
so the lady we have now, she probably make about 2,000 USD, from $2,000 to $2,500 a month. And that's without advertising. You know, people want to get away from Accra. They want to come to the mountains and do something different. This is something different than traditionally you get in Ghana. You know what I mean? And so once we finish everything, I believe we have one of the nicest developments in Ghana with the stuff we put in here as far as amenities. I do tours, and so we'll partner with other tour companies to bring people here.
So they'll sleep over here whilst they're here?
Yeah, they'll sleep while they're here. There's things to do up in the mountains. You got botanical gardens is down.
Very close.
Very close. You got Dom Waterfalls, which is like 10 minutes down the road. They hike every Saturday morning at 5 o'clock in the morning. They can do that. You got 5 waterfalls in an hour of here. Quad bikes is 10 minutes down the road. So it's all kind of things you can do here up in the mountains and then be at peace. But you're just trying to get away from hustle of Accra. We want peace and quiet. When they stop working at 5, all you hear is birds chirping. You know what I mean? So just trying to have peace up here. If you want peace, this is what we can offer.
I mean, how do people react? You know, most of the potential clients, how do they react when they get here and they see the view for the first time?
If I'm building, I'm trying to figure out how can I have at least 2 or 3 wows when they come in. And so when they open up the door, I want to get a wow. You know what I mean? When they go into the bedroom and see the bathtub that's wood, wow. When they go to the top and see the pool, wow. That's what I want, that wow factor. You know what I mean? I just want a traditional house. I want to create that wow factor here. And so that's what I'm trying to build. We even plan to put our roller skating rink over there is gonna act as an event space. You know what I mean? So yeah, so doing something different where it's not really like an outdoor roller skating rink that got the view of the mountains and the breeze and all that kind of stuff here. So that's what we're trying to do here, is just do something different and offer different amenities where everything is here on the property. So this is just, imagine open up the door and getting this view.
This is amazing, man.
This is the
good.
wow.
This is the wow.
This is the wow.
You see this? It's like a painting.
This is the wow.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so this is what people want, but you gotta.
I hope there's not going to be anything in front.
No.
This is it.
Yeah.
How much is a unit like this going for?
This is $220 USD.
Okay.
4 bedroom, 4.5 bath, 2,800 square meters or square feet. So about 280 square meters. Solar, batteries, rooftop pool, and this view, you can't beat it.
This is a good one. This is a good one.
So this is the wow factor.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow. But I always get worried about, you say you have it under control, but if people just buy in and then start, you know what I'm saying, building without replanting.
Well, I'm trying to buy all this land in front of me.
Yeah.
All the way to that curve.
Okay.
So everything in front can be pretty much reserved. And I want to be able to put animals down there, down on the property. So this is
This is beautiful. What would you say to people watching who, like yourself, contemplating on investing in Ghana or buying some unit from you, but don't see the vision like you do? What would you say to them to, you know, kind of give them an insight on what's going on in terms of even the trajectory of the real estate market in Ghana from now 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, you never lose money in real estate, or you never should. I'm not a pushy salesman. You know, my thing is the view and what we're building should sell itself. It's either for you or it's not. I don't want to drag somebody from the United States and have all these questions and you know, concerns, and they on the fence. I'm not trying to do that. You come here, you like it, and it'll sell itself. It's for you or it's not for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so a lot of times when people come to Ghana and buy, they'll put them in a house and you have to figure everything out. Like, oh, you know, how much is the CD to the dollar? How much I'll be paying for the market? How I get a Ghana card? All these different things. So what we're trying to build here is a community of people. And so if we got 100+ people buying here, how do we come together as a collaborative? So if I got 100 and some people that's living here, you know what? Let's buy this land below us. You know what I mean? So nobody build in front. Let's do another development over here. Let's do some agriculture over there. Let's do some manufacturing here. Everybody's not going to be a part of it, but some of the people that want to be a part of it, let's move as a unit to be able to buy these things and do these things as a unit. You know what I mean? And so that's what I want to be able to provide for the people moving in, where's the community. How do we give back? We're putting in a computer lab, you know, in the community. The chief has gifted us land to put a computer lab free for people in the community. You know what I mean? And so just giving back and saying, okay, what could be done if I got 105 people? How can we move as a collective as opposed to just me trying to do everything myself?
I like that. So the starting price is what for this unit?
This is $220, but even this is $220. So when I started, this is $160,000. When I
this
started,
used to be $160.
Yeah,
Oh,
pre-construction prices, off plan.
Off plan, right?
So you know when you off plan, then prices are cheaper. Then as demand go up, it gets higher and higher.
Because you're building with your own money.
Because you're building with your own money. You know what I mean? And so we started off 160, and the first unit that somebody bought 160 was originally supposed to be 3 bedrooms, 3 bath, 2,000 square feet. Now ended up being 4 bedrooms, 4.5 bath. 2,800 square feet. You know what I mean? So they got 800 more square feet, extra bedroom, extra bathroom. Right. You know what I mean? At a lower cost. And so even though it was not completed, she had $60,000 worth of equity that she can sell and make $60,000. You know, she sell her property now. Once we finish the roads, probably sell about $250. Yeah. You know what I mean? Once everything is built, about $250 easy. compared to what you see in Accra and what things are selling for. And so that's
you get value for your money.
Yeah, and so it's a misconception that people are like, oh, you coming to Ghana, gentrifying Ghana. I'm like, you don't know what's going on here. You know what I mean? The prices. My prices for what I'm building is lower than what you see in Accra and everything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially with
in
the
Accra,
amenities.
with 250, you get a small 1-bedroom in cantonment.
And they think that it's African Americans come over here raising the price. And I said to them, it's only maybe 5,000 to 10,000 of us here coming and going. That's less than a half of 1% of the 35 million people here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We not raising these prices.
I've seen a lot of Ghanaians say, oh, you guys are bringing, you know, the way you think in America, you tip, you give people more money. So now it's affecting us. Now when we go to shops that we usually get things for cheap down there, increasing the price because of you guys. You know, because you give more money and you tip.
But that's not us.
Yeah.
It's the Ghanaians who are charging these prices, X, Y, Z. It's not us. You know what I mean? If you really break things down, who's changing the economy of Ghana? We last on the totem pole. You got the Chinese, Lebanese, Indians, but there's no smoke for them. There's no smoke for them. You know what I mean?
Self-hate.
Exactly. So I'm like, if you're going to have smoke for the people that's really causing the issues in Ghana, not the ones coming over here that's helping build and treating people like they're supposed to be treated. You know what I mean? And so they have no ties to Ghana. You know what I mean?
They take their money back.
They take their money back. They're not investing. And so the smoke is a lot of self-hate. It needs to be redirected into building as a collaborative, you know what I mean, of people. And so that's what we're trying to build, man, show people that, you know, we can work together and build together. And like I said, this unit right there is 3 brothers that's Ghanaians who bought that property right next door. You know what I mean? Then 2 properties down is a Nigerian. You know what I mean? And so, like I said, we can build together and redirect the smoke and work together, man. And
that's good.
Everything is possible.
It is. Send a final message to the people watching.
Final thoughts is, I think every person of African descent should visit Africa. It's not a cost, it's an investment into yourself. See what's here. It might be for you, it might not be for you. But with the current and political climate here in the U.S., we have to have options. Ghana provides that options that you didn't know existed. Put it on the radar. And so don't wait for things to happen. Be proactive where we're not vulnerable to all the issues that we complaining about that's affecting us worldwide there in America. So have an option, visit, see if you like it. And it might be an investment for not only you, but your future generations as we move forward. There's a lot of opportunities here to do your due diligence. I always say get a lawyer before you do anything, and everything should work its way out.
How do people find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Dre Taylor 51, thebeyondinvestments.com are the 2 main contacts that you can pretty much find me on.
Okay. All right, guys, I will leave everything on the screen and also his information in the description. If you are interested in, you know, purchasing any properties from him, feel free to reach out to him. And yeah, buy now. In real estate, we always say, don't wait to buy and wait. Because then if you buy and wait and the property value appreciate, you know, it's yours, you know, to benefit. You get more profit. All right, so guys, if you did enjoy the video, I want you to subscribe to Webnation Africa. Like the video, share to your friends and family so they also take advantage of this unique information that we shared within this video. And come back for more amazing content. So without further ado, all right, guys, peace out.